Hey everybody, this is Tambioto coming at you with another brown box, and you know what that means. This is going to be the third Transformers Collectors Club subscription service figure, but third figure is going to be Circuit. And I've already opened my box, and it's kind of funny because the only sticker that's not sticking after I opened the box was a sticker that actually was holding the box closed, because the other two stickers were already flopped open just like that. But yep, there's nothing much to see here, just your normal brown box. But go ahead and pop him open. And first of all, again, they didn't make the foam deep enough, so these top spikes were actually rubbing against the top of the box and have actually worn off some of the paint and created holes in the top of the box. You know, you would think that they would have learned from Scourge, but I guess they didn't. They still haven't made the foam deep enough for some of these figures, so... But let's go ahead and get this guy out of the box. Alright, and here is Circuit, which is a redeco of Hunt for the Decepticons Axor, which you can see the axe right underneath here. He was actually a remold of Revenge of the Fallen Lockdown, which was a reimagining, I guess you could say, of the animated Lockdown. Alright, so let's look at him. He is a very bright orange with that bright teal color. I think overall his paint job is really nice, but I do have a few nitpicks on this guy. Well, first of all, on the spikes, you don't have some paint on the top. Some of the paint on the top has rubbed off because, you know, they didn't make the foam deep enough and it rubbed on the top of the box. That's not a paint app problem, that's more of a packaging problem, but it still, in my mind, affects the figure. Then something also that's on here, if you look kind of close at this back, I guess this is supposed to be a sunshade over the back windshield. On these edges right here, you can see that it's actually undersprayed, and it's kind of a jaggy kind of paint line. It's not a straight line or anything like that. It's actually really jaggy on this side right here, and then it doesn't really go up all the way into the corner up in here. I don't know how well that's showing. Like from the screen, I can see it, or I can't really see it from the screen, but I can see it in real life here. And also everything is just painted, and I can already see some of it, like right here, and some other places where it's already kind of flaking off. Then another thing right here on this exhaust pipe, you have some overspray onto the door, up on the side right here and up on the top, and it's the same on both of them. There's just really soppy overspray right there. And I do like this Autobot symbol. It's really nice and crisp. These lines are really nice and crisp. Here, this pinstriping right here and these lines right here are nice. I don't know why, you know, you have these nice lines right here and you get messed ups right here and here and here, and then, you know, like on the back, attention to detail. There's no, the taillights weren't painted, you know, and then you have nice silver right here, but you couldn't paint the tailpipes either. Come on, guys. But let's looking at the underside. That, and then along with the package, you do also get his instructions, and you get a bio, and there's the bio for everybody that wants to read it. You can go ahead and pause that and take as long as you wish. But let's go ahead and get into the transformation. First of all, what we need to do is take these wheels, flip them down, then come to the side right here. This line right here, you're going to take that, pop that apart right here, and all the way here, and then it's going to pivot kind of down a little bit. You can kind of shake it a little bit and pivot a little bit up like that. And we're going to do that on the other side. Detach it right here. Come apart right here too. And take that, move it forward a little bit. Some of that stuff come apart, but that'll be alright. Take this axe, very soft rubber. I did have the breakdown version of this guy, and I remember it was made out of this soft rubber. So, you know, very soft, very rubbery. The spikes are also molded out of that same, these wheel spikes on the front and the back. They're molded out of that same kind of flexible rubber. And his hand is also kind of molded out of that same rubber. But moving on. This part right here, this top windshield, I'm going to take that and kind of unfold it kind of like that, and then you're going to take this back spoiler, flip it up like that. Then we're going to take the engine part, just kind of set that to the side. We'll use that later. And then we will go ahead and split these legs apart, and then we're going to take them and rotate them all the way under. And then we can go ahead and rotate these up back onto the side of the hips, and then this hip part will lock into this top portion right here. Alright, and going up to the head, we're going to take this purple part right here and rotate that up, and while we're rotating that up, we're going to rotate this orange part down, which is the ball for the shoulder. So rotate that up and then this down, and do that for this side right here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this, kind of move this head down and rotate this windshield to the front, and then peg it into this hole right here. There you go. And if these I found out if these purple parts aren't pressed all the way up, because there's a little notch right here, it's not actually going to tab into here. It'll actually kind of get stuck and you won't be able to push it in. So just make sure these shoulder bits are all the way up. Then we'll go ahead and push this axe forward, and you can see it's connected to a nice little pneumatic kind of piston thing. Take and go ahead and rotate it while it's down here so that it won't be in the way. And this is going to rotate like that. Rotate that. Take this panel. This panel is actually on a kind of like a spring, and you can pull it out just a little bit, rotate it around, and it pops right back in. And go ahead and do this section. And this section is going to be like that, and then this part right here will become like a little shoulder armor. So you just flip that forward, and then rotate the arm like that. And then you're going to have, you know, part of the door hanging off the back of them, but it's okay. It's not too bad. I've seen worse. Then what we're going to need to do is take this front part of the bumper, and at this cut right here, take it and slide it forward, and it's going to slide on this little track right here. And then you're going to, once you get it all the way to the end, then you can flip it forward, and that's going to become the foot and the heel. And let me see if I can show you on this side what it's doing there. Once it gets all the way to the end, flip it forward, and then you're going to want to bend the legs back. He has a reverse knee joint, so you bend those back like that. And then the last step that you want to do is, just to finish him off, you want to take this engine, and it's going to tab into his arm right there. And there's Circuit in his robot mode now. As you can see, he has his soft plastic axe for arm. Like I said, his hands are made of that same soft rubber. I'll give you a quick 360 of him. He does have some light piping in here. Let's see if I can show that off for you. And as for his articulation, oh man, this guy is full of all kinds of crazy, weird joints. In his head alone, he has this part right here of his head, the top part, has 2 ball joints. So get all kinds of movement out of that and turning and stuff like that. I don't know if you can see it, that orange rod in there actually has 2 ball joints on it. And then this part of the neck is connected by a ball joint to this part, and that allows him to, you can lower that head down and do all kinds of weird movements and stuff. And then this bottom part has a neck swivel. Then next, going to his shoulder, he has a up and down kind of joint right here that then goes out to a ball joint, which can allow you to move the shoulder forward, back, up, in. Then he has a ball jointed elbow that allows him all kinds of freedom for that. Then he has this piston kind of thing, which only allows him to go down. It doesn't allow it to go up, but that's part of transformation, so I really wouldn't consider that part of his articulation. Then, you can move this out this way, but again, I think that's just mainly part of, I wouldn't consider that articulation. It's just part of his transformation. So then same on this side, but on this hand he can kind of go in and out a little bit, but he has no wrist swivels or anything like that. Then head into here, there's no way swivel. If you wanted to detach this portion, you could say that there was an ab crunch, but again, that's transformation and it locks in, so I don't really consider that part of. But I guess if you wanted to get some kind of pose with that, then his leg has 2 joints. There's a joint that goes into his hip that allows him to move that leg up, but it only goes about that far up, and then it gets hung up on this part of the purple stuff. It just kind of gets hung up there. It only goes up about that far, and then it only goes back about that far unless you kind of push this stuff out or disconnect his hips, and it only goes out about that far. So that's limited in that, but he does have a kind of another joint right here that allows him to move his leg out. Then he has a double hinged backwards knee. You can move that forward, you can move, you got these 2 hinges right here, and then there's a pivot right here that connects to the orange part to his leg, to the bottom, I guess the top part of his knee to his leg. You get all kinds of movement out of that. And then his feet do have, his toes can move up and down. Not really side to side, but this whole part can, so, And that's going to conclude my review of the Transformers Collectors Club figure subscription service circuit. This has been Temiota, and until next time.